Do you know this feeling? You sit in an English class, you listen carefully, you understand everything, but then someone asks you a question, and suddenly silence. Your heart is racing. You want to speak, but the words stay trapped in your head. You think, I understand English, but I can't speak it. This is not unusual. This is a pain many people know. But today is the day you begin to free yourself from that. Understanding is passive. You listen, you read, you don't need action. But speaking is like a live performance with no rehearsal, no pause. You need courage, quick decisions, self-confidence. And what happens if you don't have that? You stay silent. Maybe at school you learned how to analyze grammar, how to write vocabulary lists. But nobody taught you. What do I do when I feel nervous? How do I find words when my mind goes blank? Imagine this. A little boy moves to a new country. He doesn't understand anything. He sits silently in the classroom. Everyone is talking. For him, it's just noise. Months pass. Slowly, he begins to understand first single words, then sentences. But when he tries to speak, someone laughs. He becomes even quieter. Maybe today you are that boy or that girl only as an adult. You understand a lot, but you're afraid to speak. But you know what? Your voice matters. Even if it doesn't sound perfect, even if it shakes, even if you make mistakes. Ask yourself honestly.
Am I afraid of making mistakes? Do I think my accent is terrible? Do I compare myself with others? If you answered yes to one of these, congratulations, you are human. But these thoughts are blocking you. No one in the world speaks a perfect language. Even native speakers make mistakes. So why should you be ashamed if you are brave enough to speak a new language? Here are 10 ways you can start today. Speak every day. With yourself, with a friend, with your camera, it doesn't matter. Just speak. Repeat short sentences. Example: I'm tired. I'm hungry. I'm going for a walk. Say them out loud, again and again. Listen, pause, repeat. Watch simple videos. Pause after each sentence and repeat it out loud. Record yourself and listen back. You'll be surprised at how much you can already do. Use I sentences. Talk about yourself and your life. Make the language personal. Write one sentence, then say it 5 times. Example: I'm learning English because I want to live abroad. Imagine situations in the supermarket, on the bus, at the doctor's. What would you say? Play out the conversation. Speak in front of the mirror. Look at yourself. Speak clearly, kindly, bravely. Tell yourself every day, I'm allowed to make mistakes. Write it down, stick it on the wall, believe it. Find your routine. For example, speak out loud for 5 minutes every morning like brushing your teeth, but for your English. Remember, you learned a language before your first language as a baby. You never said, "Oh, that wasn't grammatically correct." You just said what you wanted with courage, curiosity, joy. That's exactly what you can do again today. Not as a baby, but as a strong, brave person. If you understand but don't speak, it's not because you're not intelligent, not because you don't have talent. You only lack practice and belief in yourself. And you can start building that right now, not tomorrow. Not when you're perfect. Now. With your accent, your mistakes, your heart. Language is a tool, not a piece of art. You need it to live, to feel, to dream. So speak, even if you hesitate, even if your English is shaky. Speak, because you have something to say, because you are unique. Your voice doesn't count when you're perfect. It counts when you are yourself. I believe in you. Now, it's your turn. Say your first sentence, loud, clear, brave. And tomorrow, say the next one. But wait, I know what you're thinking. Johan, that sounds great. But what about the difficult words you just used? Free yourself, unique, native speakers. I didn't understand everything. Exactly for that reason, I have two fantastic colleagues with me today, Sammy and Rima. They will explain all the difficult words from my speech with examples you will never forget. Stay with us, because this part will bring your English to life.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rima.
And I'm Sammy. Wow, Johan's speech was really inspiring, wasn't it?
Absolutely. But let's be honest, while Johan was speaking, I'm sure some of you noticed a few words that were, well, not exactly easy.
Right, Rima. And I think a few is an understatement.
Write to us in the comments. Which word from Johan's speech confused you the most? Was it free, native speaker, or maybe self-confidence?
Oh, that's a great question. And also tell us, did Johan's story touch you? Do you know the feeling of understanding everything but not being able to speak? We're really curious about your answers.
But now comes the best part. We're going to go through every single difficult word from Johan's speech.
Exactly. 25 words that will transform your English from I only understand to I can speak.
And the coolest part? At the end, we'll do a little role play using these words. You'll be amazed at how natural they will sound.
So buckle up, grab a coffee or tea, and get ready for a vocabulary journey that will change your English forever.
Let's go through today's 25 words one by one. I'll give you the word, the meaning, and an example. Try to repeat after me. Free, not busy, available. Example, are you free this evening? Amazed, very surprised, in a good way. Example, I was amazed by the view from the mountain. Compare, to look at two things and see how they are similar or different. Example, let's compare these two photos. Analyze, to study something carefully. Example, the teacher asked us to analyze the text. Block, to stop something from moving or happening. Example, a big truck blocked the road. Ashamed, feeling bad because you did something wrong. Example, he felt ashamed after lying to his friend. Hesitate, to pause before doing something because you're unsure. Example, she hesitated before answering the question. Self-confidence, belief in yourself and your abilities. Example, speaking English with self-confidence is important. Unique, one of a kind, special. Example, every person has a unique voice. Native speaker, someone who learned a language as a child. Example, she is a native speaker of English. Curiosity, wanting to know more. Example, children have a lot of curiosity. Trapped, unable to escape. Example, the mouse was trapped in the cage. Passive, not active, not taking action. Example, if you are passive in class, you don't learn much. Nervous, worried, or afraid about something. Example, he felt nervous before the job interview. Honest, telling the truth. Example, she gave an honest answer. Clumsy, not graceful, often dropping or breaking things. Example, he is clumsy and often spills his coffee. Brave, not afraid of danger. Example, the firefighter was brave. Tool, something you use to do a task. Example, a dictionary is a useful tool for learning. Masterpiece, a great work of art. Example, the painting is a masterpiece. Teach, to help someone learn. Example, she teaches English at school. Pause, to stop for a short time. Example, please pause the video. Repeat, to say or do something again. Example, can you repeat the question? Listen, to pay attention to sounds or words. Example, listen carefully to the instructions. Act out, to show something with actions, like in a play. Example, let's act out the story, etc., and so on, other things like this. Example, we need to buy apples, bananas, oranges, etc.
Okay, Rima, let's act out a little scene. You are a nervous student in an English class. I'm the teacher.
Oh no, I'm already nervous.
Good morning, dear students. Today we're analyzing your progress. Rima, how do you feel when speaking English?
I always hesitate. My thoughts feel trapped. I'm ashamed of my mistakes.
That's just a single case, Rima. Most learners feel this way. You must free yourself from this fear.
But native speakers speak so perfectly. I always compare myself to them.
Stop. That blocks your learning. Even native speakers were beginners once. You are unique.
Really? But my English is so clumsy.
Of course. In the beginning, every language is clumsy. Remember, language is a tool, not a masterpiece. Be brave.
You're right. I'm amazed at how honest you are. I need more self-confidence.
Exactly. Your curiosity and your will are wonderful. Listen, repeat every day. Pause if necessary, but don't give up.
I'll act it out at home in front of the mirror.
Perfect. You're no longer passive, you're active. And you know what? You're not nervous anymore.
Thank you. That felt like therapy. English can really set me free. Wow, we've learned 25 difficult words today. Here they are again. Free, amazed, compare, analyze, block, ashamed, hesitate, self-confidence, single case, native speaker, curiosity, trapped, passive, nervous, honest, unique, clumsy, brave, tool, masterpiece, teach, pause, repeat, listen, act out.
Now, your challenge. Can you make a sentence with 3 of these words? For example, brave learners repeat and free themselves from fear.
Perfect. Send us your sentences. We're curious about your creativity. And remember, you are unique, even if your English is clumsy. You've just learned 25 difficult English words. Not bad. So until next time, stay curious, stay brave, and remember, your English is your tool, not your masterpiece.